Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now this is I think the 11th in my series of top 20 LP tracks stroke B-sides of some of my favourite artists, and this time it's the turn of the Beach Boys. Now I don't think I've actually done a Beach Boys video at all, so it's a bit weird just jumping into the LP tracks rather than looking at the singles or the greatest hits. But I don't have any Beach Boys singles apart from a couple, and I thought, right, the hits everybody knows and they're brilliant. In fact, they've probably got one of the best runs of singles ever by anybody. So I thought I'd look at some of my favourite LP tracks. Now, the Beach Boys LPs are sometimes a little bit patchy, but there's always something really good on them, especially from the 60s. I'm not a huge fan of the 70s Beach Boys, so you won't find many in this list. And it's the same with all these lists, it's just my own views. It's very subjective, I like what I like. So we'll start off at number 20, and I'm going to give it to Girl Don't Tell Me from Summer Days and Summer Nights. And I think this, to me, this is their most Beatle-esque song. I think it's really good. I love the vocals on it. Again, most of these are for the harmony vocals because that's where they excel, and I think this is an excellent song, so it gets number 20. At number 19, and it's She Knows Me Too Well from the Today album, side 2, the slower side. I think it's a beautiful song. The start of it, the harmonies at the start are gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, and it just turns into an absolutely beautiful song. So that gets my number 19. At number 18 we shall go with Catch a Wave from the Surfer Girl album, and yeah, this is just cool little surfer rock and roll number, and I think it's really great fun, and it's the sort of Beach Boys I really do like. I think it's brilliant. It's catchy as hell and it's just so uplifting, so it gets my number 18. And number 17 from the same album actually, and it's the very introspective In My Room. Now, some of Brian Wilson's melodies I find difficult, and it took me quite a while to actually appreciate this song, because I thought it sounded a little bit awkward, but it has grown and it's grown and it's grown on me, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it gets my number 17. And number 16, and one of the 70s ones, and it's from the Surf's Up album, and it is the title track. And this was originally planned to be on the Smile album, but it came out 4 years later on this. This is another one that took a long time for me to like, because it's in a couple of different sections and I just thought it didn't gel very well. But again, it has grown on me and it is absolutely excellent, so it gets my number 16. At number 15, and from the Sunflower album, it's At My Window. Now I think this is beautiful. It's just a very gorgeous, uplifting, but it's not fast, but it's just a beautiful song of life when a little bird comes to your window. And there's a foreign voice, I think it's Portuguese, it could be Spanish, I'm not too sure. I don't know what they're saying, but it really, really makes the song, it makes it something a little bit more special, and I think it's gorgeous, and that gets my number 15. At number 14, and it's from Smiley Smile, and it is With Me Tonight. Now, this is probably one of the only real proper songs on this, apart from Good Vibrations and Heroes and Villains. But it's really, really good, and again, it's the harmonies on it, and I love it. I love this album. The thing about picking songs from this album, they all sound better whenever you listen to the album as a whole rather than individually. But With Me Tonight, I think it's absolutely gorgeous, so it gets my number 14. At number 13, and it's the Dennis Wilson song from Friends, and it's Little Bird, and it's the Na 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 Nas. I'm a sucker for a catchy tune. This is a catchy tune, and again, this is one of those albums where the songs are so short, they sound better whenever they're all played together rather than pulling each individual one out. But I had to pick Little Bird and love it, so it gets number 13. At number 12, and we go back to the Surfer Girl album, and it is Hawaii, which is even catchier than Catch a Wave. I love it. The high pitched harmonies are great. It's just magnificent little song. It's pure Beach Boys, really is. It's pure surfer Beach Boys, and absolutely adore it. So it gets number 12. And number 11, and we'll go to the Shutdown Volume 2 album. And this is another surfer type one, although it's really a car one, and it's in the parking lot. Now this starts off with slow harmonies, then it goes into a little rock and roll number, then it finishes off with those slow harmonies, and I think it works so well. The Beach Boys in the early days either sang about the surf or the car, and this one's really the car, and it's an absolutely fantastic song, so it gets my number 11. At number 10, and from Beach Boys today, and it's the magnificent Don't Hurt My Little Sister, which I absolutely love. The melody of it is great, the guitar playing I love at the start, the harmonies again. I'm talking about the harmonies all the time here, but that's what you have to talk about with the Beach Boys. Fantastic song, and it gets number 10. At number 9, and we'll go to the Surfing USA album, and it's The Farmer's Daughter. Now the first version I heard of this was by Fleetwood Mac on their live album, although it's a studio version, and it brought me to this, and this is every bit as good. I still love the Fleetwood Mac version though, but yeah, this is really catchy, and I love the way his high pitched vocals go in this as well. Really good song, and it gets my number 9. At number 8, and we have Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulder from Pet Sounds, which is a beautiful song, and the lyrics are fantastic. It's just a gorgeous song. It took me a long time to get into this album, but it really has stuck, and this is one of the highlights. So Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulder, gorgeous, and it gets my number 9, or sorry, number 8. And at number 7, I'm going to give it to Amusement Parks USA. Now this is just pure fun. That's all it is. It's a fun song, and I actually think it's hilarious. It is more or less a reworking of the song County Fair from their debut album, but I just love the section whenever they go into the fair with the cracking of the whips. Stella, the snake dancer, I think it's just really hilarious. And the dialogue between the boy and the girl about going to see her, I know that's too much, is hilarious. I just think it's a really great uplifting song, and that gets my number 7. Now number 6 is not really a song, it's more a track, but I adore it, and it's from Smiley Smile, and it's Little Pad. And really what this is an acoustic strum with a few vocals, and then it changes down into a humming section, and that goes back and it repeats it. It is just a sketch, but I think it works so well, and as I said before, whenever you listen to the album as a whole, it's just brilliant. So that gets my number 6. At number 5, and from the Pet Sounds album, we have Waiting for the Day, which again is so uplifting. All these ones are uplifting. Those are the ones that I really like of the Beach Boys, are the uplifting ones, and I think the vocals in this are amazing. And as I said, it took me a while to get into this album, but this was one of the few songs that I just clicked with immediately. There's another one coming up. So that gets my number 5, and that's Waiting for the Day. Number 4, and from today, is Good to My Baby, which I think should have been a single. It is brilliant, and it's the deep vocals that I really do like in this as well. It's just a catchy number from an absolutely brilliant LP. Now number 3, I honestly thought this was a single, and very nearly didn't make my list because it's on the Beach Boys 20 Golden Greats, and I assumed it was a single, but whenever I looked up I found out it was only a B-side, and it was the B-side of Slip John B, and it is You're So Good to Me. Now I am a sucker for La 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 La's, I really am, and catchiness, and that's what this is. It's magnificent. It's one of my favourite tracks off that album, obviously, but yeah, I love it. Couldn't understand why it wasn't an A-side. I thought it was, but it was only the B-side of Slip John B, but this is brilliant, and it's from the Summer Days and Summer Nights album, and that's my number 3. And number 2, and from, we go back to Pet Sounds again, and it's the second track, You Still Believe in Me, which is just perfect. The vocals again are gorgeous. Kirsty MacColl does a really good version of this, and this was the first song outside of the singles that, you know, I jumped on with this album. Absolutely love it, and it was my number 1 until I found out that my number 1 was not an A-side, and I was shocked. But so it's been relegated to number 2. So what is my favourite Beach Boys LP track? Now I will say this may have been a single in America. In fact, some of those songs may have been singles in America, but they weren't in the UK. So my number 1 is from Shut Down Volume 2, and it's Don't Worry Baby. Again, this was on the 20 Golden Greats. Again, this is perfection. I've heard 2 cover versions of it. The first one was by Brian Ferry, which I think he does a very good job of, and the second one, the Everly Brothers, when they did it on their second revival album in the 80s, which I think they did, our third revival album in the 80s, which they did a very good job of as well. But this is absolutely gorgeous. The words are gorgeous, the vocals are gorgeous, the backing vocals are gorgeous, and the instrumentation is gorgeous. It's beautiful. So that gets my number 1. Okay, so that's my 20 favourite Beach Boys LP tracks stroke B-sides. Again, I'd never really talk about the Beach Boys that much, and it is the 60s stuff that I go to more than the 70s. I do have all the 70s albums because they were dirt cheap to pick up, and there are some good songs on them, but I'll always go back to the 60s. Okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.